have a reception waiting for us all. Can you? Yeah. So we won't even try to recap the whole day because we had so much input and interesting discussions. But just point out some common lines that accompanied us throughout the whole day. One being that we really have to look at the challenges of implementation, which came up a lot today, to really see, does it not only look good on paper, but is it really working for the reality on the ground? What we have planned, it was a lot discussed, the demands of the funding or donors against the realities of what is needed in the project countries. But what we also discussed was the importance of looking at all levels and not only all topics as we just discussed now, but really include the local actors and not only have a few representatives on the table, but really include the broad community to really be able to have transformative change, and also include the high level to really have a political push for reforms in order to really be able to transform what we want. And yes, this is what we will continue doing, so I will hand over to Laeticia.
Indeed. I think today many issues were tapped on, but what we can already see is that there is a clear agreement that feminist foreign policy is much more than just a buzzword. It's a long-term strategy. It's a strategy that aims to deal and to tackle multiple policy areas. Of course, it's about dealing with the short-term crisis management, so applying a gender perspective when it comes to bringing humanitarian aid, when it comes to ensuring women's participation in peace processes, but it's also about ensuring long-term coherence, having strong social policies outside of crisis times, ensuring that the SDGs are also gender-sensitive, ensuring that we have gender-sensitive free trade agreements. All these points were discussed and tackled today by our speakers, and I think we have a strong consensus that if there is one mission that FFP is clearly about, is to target those that are on the receiving end. FFP needs to be people-oriented, needs to be women-oriented, and needs to be intersectional in a way that addresses the needs of everyone. It needs to be inclusive, it needs to be egalitarian. And here, besides the many policy areas that are concerned, it's also about addressing all the different levels. As mentioned and as already underlined by Agnes, it's about starting from the local level, but also up to the highest spheres, and also including the multilateral spheres we need. And this has been already very much highlighted in this closing session, as well as in the opening. We need a strong European perspective, and that is something that was very important for us in bringing about this project and in bringing it to life. We need to Europeanize this issue. We need to make it stronger, and that is also why we are bringing all these voices together. Because what is clear is that FFP has a strong transformative potential. And so one of the main purposes that we have here today is to bring FFP on top of the political agenda. That is really something that is at the core of our objectives as political foundations, as FAS, as FEPS, and so that is also why we could not be prouder today to have launched, and indeed, please excuse us for the long name, but every word has its own significance. So we are very proud to have launched the Feminist Foreign Policy Progressive Voices Collective, because every word matters in that one. We needed to be feminist, we needed to be progressive, and we needed to be collective. Indeed, we are counting on the inputs, on the expertise of academics, of civil society, whose role is truly crucial. I think it came back every single time in every panel, and we need the voices of policy makers, all in all, in order to make sure and to ensure strong alliances. So I won't be much longer than that. I would like to just come back to also those that initiated FFP, back to the Swedes, who famously quoted, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, and then you win. And that is precisely what we want to do here today, and so we count on you to continue doing that. And last but not least, because for any winning strategy, you need a team. So of course, I'm here particularly grateful to my colleague Agnes from FES, with whom we have been working endless hours on this project, but also we are a full team of colleagues. Today has happened because there's been a lot of sweating, a lot of working behind. So first of all, I would like to thank our leadership that believed in us, that made it possible and made from the very beginning encouraged us in having also this bold ambition with us. And then also, of course, the colleagues. So perhaps that's also the moment I hand over back to Agnes, because we have a very long list, so she's going to help me as well.
Yes, so most importantly, Anneke, Naila, and Eulian for helping us with organizing this conference, but also gathering this great collective with whom we will continue working tomorrow. Again, launching our first workshop of this collective to continue developing some ideas and demands, but also all our colleagues who made sure in the background that everything is working. So especially our comms colleagues from both FEPS and FES, also for the technical support, all the assistants helping to make sure that everything went smoothly today. And yeah, a big thank you again to our two co-chairs for really helping us launch this initiative, for continuing working on this tomorrow. All the members of our collective who came here to Brussels so that we can gather in person when launching this project. And yeah, thank you to you as well, Laeticia. And yes, so I hope you enjoyed the conference as much as we did. We will continue working on it tomorrow, but now we invite you all for the reception to really continue as well there with all the discussions, and we will keep you tuned. Thank you.